Hi everyone, this is Design Start and today we are going to talk about text. To add text, you may use your toolbar at the top of the screen here, or just press T, and then you will be able to add a text. So you can add it everywhere you want. Let's do it like here. And now the text layer is added. You may see it to the left. And let's write something. Let's write Design Start. Okay, now we have our text. Let's talk a little bit about the settings of this text. So in the right sidebar, we have design, and a lot of things are the same as for every object in the inside the Figma, but we will focus more on this part. This is unique for text. So here you may see the font. You may use different fonts here because Figma is tied to your local fonts on your computer, and it's also is tied to the Google fonts, free Google fonts. And there are a lot of Google fonts, so you will probably have a lot of things to play with. Now, another one is basically a thickness of the font. It could be medium, it could be bold. Let's get back to Roboto. And you can see that there are a lot of these things here. And depending on your task and depending on your goals, you may use different thickness of your font. Now you have a size of your font. It could be bigger. Now you have a line height here as well. So this is more, let me demonstrate it. So we have another row, right? So line height is basically the distance between the rows of your text. And you may see that auto is 28, but you may provide a custom value here, for instance 32. And you can see that distance is bigger. And then if we make it even bigger here, you'll see the same on your screen. Now this one is letter spacing, and letter spacing basically allows you to increase the distance between letters in your text like that. Usually I would not recommend using that, but it's very useful when you have all your text in caps. Now this one is paragraph spacing, and I never using that. You probably shouldn't too, but maybe I'll cover that in some of the next videos. Now this one is what is actually interesting. This is auto width, this is auto height, and fixed size. So basically, what is it? Let me show it to you. So let's remove this one and then do something like that. Imagine for some reason your text block where your text is located is increased like that. So your text is basically occupying this part, and this part for some reason you have it as a separate empty block. So if you press this one, auto width, it will decrease the text block to the actual size of your text. And then if you have fixed size, if you decide to add more, it will limit your block to the size that you defined as a fixed size. Your size is defined by these values, width and height, and basically in case I may increase my width like that, and still is fixed width. So when I add something, it's fine, but then at some point it goes to another row. Now you also have these things, which is basically alignment. So you can have your text aligned to the left, you may have your text aligned to the center, and you may have your text aligned to the right. And this one is the alignment on the vertical. So you may have your text aligned to the top, to the center, and to the bottom. For now you don't see any difference, but basically usually it could be useful when you work with a text inside another rectangle, for instance. Now let's go to this section, which is type details. So here is the interesting part. Here are a lot of different extra features for your text. So here you have an alignment, an extra feature for alignment, which is like justified. Then you have a decoration, you can change it like that. Then paragraph spacing, paragraph indent, it should be clear. Then the list style. So this one is cool. Let's again do something like that. Imagine I want to do it like that. So it automatically applied to the whole text block, or like that. And we also can have this like list spacing if you selected the list. So it automatically understands that, okay, we have a list here and we may increase spacing or decrease spacing. Now, letter case. So this also applied to your text. So you can have all caps, all small letters. Each one starts from the capital letter, each new word. Another case of the caps. Yeah, that's all. Capital spacing we may miss for now. It's not very crucial. Another one is for the styling of the number. So we can have, let's add some numbers like that. And then let's see what we can have here. So you can see that the numbers here slightly different. Basically, it's the styling depending on what type of number style is included into your font family. This one is for the formulas, fractions, the type of fractions that you can use here, and the rest of the features are basically variable. And the rest of the features are not commonly used, and you probably never use them. But if you want to, you still can explore them. In the majority of cases, what you need is basically this part and maybe the top part here. Probably this will cover like 95% of all your cases. And again, as was the case with any shape, you can change the color of your font like that. The font is a layer, as it mentioned. So everything that applies to layers applies also to text. So imagine I want to draw a shape. Again, as usually, if my layer is above the shape, it will be above the shape, and if it's below the shape, it will be below the shape. That's all for now, and see you in the next lectures.